Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm a little bit nervous about what we're going to do. And I'm making something I'm a little bit intimidated of. Something I've never made. Now, we do have one on my channel, but I did not make it. I had my niece here as a guest appearance, and she made a Reese cup cheesecake. I have never made a cheesecake, y'all, ever. So we're going to do that today, and we are going to see how it turns out. But first, I've got to empty my dishwasher because I want my dishwasher cleaned out and ready for stuff to go back in it. I got to clean up the kitchen, and I think I kind of need to get ready. I think that gives me some confidence or something. I don't know. But we're going to come back and we are making a triple berry cheesecake with white chocolate drizzle, and I'm actually really excited about it. I'm not a big cheesecake fan, but what I'm excited about is to know if I can make it or not. So with that being said, we're going to try it. And I'm going to post this video if it's a win or if it's a fail. And so if it's a fail, you guys can tell me what I did wrong and so forth. So there's not a whole lot of things when it comes to cooking that intimidates me. And why a cheesecake intimidates me, I have no idea, but it does. So I'm going to go grab everything I need. I'm going to clean out my dishwasher, and I'll meet you back right here when we're ready to get started. All right, everybody, let's get this show on the road. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wrap my pan in tin foil. I'm just going to do that first just so I don't have to do it later. And so I've got two big sheets, about this size, and I'm crossing them, making them a plus sign. I don't know that that's right. I don't know. Hang on. I'm going to get the other tripod so y'all can see kind of what I'm doing. And hang on. I hope that's a little better. So as I was saying, I've got my Springform Pan here. And I've got two sheets of tin foil, one going horizontal, one going vertical. And I'm just going to kind of set that in the center, and I'm just going to start rolling it up to the pan and going around. I'm not going in the pan, I'm just kind of going up to it and squeezing it tight to the pan. And this is so no water, because you kind of cook this in a water bath. This is so no water seeps in, because the Springform Pan is in two pieces. And I'll show you when we undo the cheesecake how it's in two different pieces. And I'm not lipping this over. I'm just pinching it up tight to the pan. The main thing is so no water gets in. And this is heavy duty tin foil. You probably don't need that. You know what? Somebody ought to create, they may have it and I just don't know it, like a shower cap for a pan. I wonder if a shower cap would work. Probably not, because it's got elastic in it. But I'm sure that, let's do some research on that. Let's see if they make something that's different than the tin foil. So anyway, there is my hat for my Springform Pan, and we're going to spray this in just a little bit. But first, we're going to start on our crust. Now, our crust is going to be made out, instead of graham crackers, we're making this out of Biscoff cookies. And I'm going to do one whole pack, which is around 32 cookies, and maybe a fourth or a third of this pack. The recipe did not specify, I don't think it did, what size Springform Pan. So I'm putting a little extra cookies in there just in case my pan is bigger than the one they used. So I'm going to get that started. I'll meet you over here at the food processor. Okay, guys, so we're over here at the food processor. I also need to get out some butter and get it to melting, because we're going to add a little bit of butter to our crust, but I'll do that in just a minute. Gracious. This package says, I don't want to go in. It does not want to. There we go. I'll just rip it. And I'm just going to put about probably about a third of this pack. And I'll save the rest. Well, I'll keep a few because I love Biscoff cookies. But Isaac also loves Biscoff cookies. So he saw them in my pantry the other day and he goes, Mama, can I have these? And I was like, no, sir, you cannot. Not yet anyway. But now I'll be able to give it to him. All right, let's move my phone charger down. And we're just going to chop these up. All right, very good. Now let me get my butter melting. Okay, everybody, I've got my melted butter here, and I'm just going to turn it on low. And we're going to drizzle that in. All right, so now we're going to pour this in our Springform pan and create our crust. It smells delicious. Have you guys ever had Biscoff cookies? And where were you when you had your first Biscoff cookie? I was on an airplane, I think, and it was one of the things they came around and gave you. And I remember thinking it was so good. All right, let me get you guys turned more this way. There we go. And I've got my oven preheating to 350. And we're going to pour this moist, it's like a moist sand. I'll get the rest of that out in a second. I'm going to pull my sleeves up. And I'm going to kind of spread it evenly around the pan. I'm not going to press yet, but we will. All right, let me get the rest of this out. I want to be sure I have everything. This is going to be a great crust. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to press, and I'm going to grab something with a flat bottom. And you want to kind of push up towards up the side of the pan just a little bit. You kind of want to feel around and make sure your crust is even. You don't want to have a part that like just has a few crumbs on it and then a really thick part. So that's kind of what you're checking for, but you want to go up the sides a little bit. So if there's some extra, kind of kick them over there and say, oh, you need to go up the side. And So let me grab the other tripod. Oh, you guys can see what I'm doing. I just wanted you to be able to see kind of what I'm doing a little bit. And I am just kind of pushing down and towards the edge of the cake pan. We want a good substantial crust, and I see like over here I need some more crust, and I'm high in the middle right here. So let's just get that. Whoops. And I just dug a hole in the center. Don't do that. And you're just going to press, make a crust in the bottom and up the sides a little bit. All right. Very good. Okay. All right. So here is my crust. Can you guys see it? Isn't that beautiful? All right. So I think we're good. I'm going to feel with my hands just to see if I feel any thin. There may be a little bit of a thin area over here. So I'm going to kind of push, and I want to feel the depth with my hand. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is this is going to go in the oven for just a little bit, and I'll bring you back when we start the next step while this is baking off in the oven. So my crust has gone in the oven for about 10 minutes. So we're going to start on the berry sauce next. All right, so the actual recipe calls this a triple berry cheesecake, but we're going to call it a quadruple berry cheesecake or a 4-berry cheesecake or just berry medley cheesecake or berry cheesecake. This frozen pack has blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries, and that's what we're using. So I'm going in with a good cup and a half of these mixed berries. And we want them to cook down quite a bit. And what else I'm going to add to that is I had some raspberry, it calls for raspberry jelly or jam or preserves or whatever. And I actually had some because do you remember when we made the raspberry chocolate mousse? Oh, that was decadent. But anyway, that's what we're going to use in here. We're going to add about a half a cup when I get my burner on. Why is my burner's not turning on? Let me check what's going on with my oven. Okay, I got one on finally. So I've turned the burner on, and instead of adding sugar, we're going to add the rest, about a half a cup or a little more of, I've got red raspberry jam. So we're just going to add that in there, and we're going to let this cook down. And you know, I'll probably mash some of the berries as we go. Of course, they kind of cook away anyway. I'm just going to use all of this jam. And we're going to tighten the jelly or the syrup, the berry part of this. We're going to tighten that up with a little bit of a cornstarch slurry. But we're going to wait till we get this all cooked down first. So my crust is in the oven for about 10 minutes, and we're going to cook this down. I'll bring you over where you can see what it's looking like when it gets, you know, close to being ready. But oh, I can show you now. Hang on, let me bring you over here. It is very much whole berries with some jam in it, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it cooks down quite a bit. So, all right. This is going to be so good. I'm not a cheesecake lover. It's not my thing. And Bryant likes it, but it's really not his thing either. So we're gonna definitely do the taste test. We are definitely going to do a taste test. But we may take this over to a friend of ours' house who actually loves cheesecake, and see what they say, because they're the ones that can tell us better than we can. I don't know a good cheesecake from a bad cheesecake, but he will know because he loves cheesecake. So it is starting to, the jam is starting to liquefy a little bit. So I'm just going to stick this right here in the jar, let that hang out, and I'm going to get my food processor put away, some dishes in the dishwasher, and then we'll start on the cheesecake filling. I've got the cornstarch out. I was measuring it out for something else. Oh, it's still plugged up. Hang on. And I'm just going to measure out a couple of teaspoons that we may use in the sauce. I'm just so I can put it away. I think that'll be good right there. And I'm just, that way I can get this put away and be done with it, because I had to measure out some for the cheesecake filling. All right, everybody, the crust just came out of the oven. It smells so good. Okay, and my sauce is really going to town over here. And everything's starting to cook down except the whole strawberries. So, handy dandy potato masher. And I'm just going to kind of come in here and give a little press just throughout all the berries, in case, you know, there may be some more that's not broke up. I'm just going to take, I'm not doing it fast because I don't want any of this hot liquid to jump out on me. So we are, and yes, there's going to be seeds in here. We're going to run it through a sieve, like just a mesh sieve. I'm not going to run it through cheesecloth or anything. We're going to just go through a mesh sieve. I don't mind seeds, and so we'll see. Oh, also, let me tell you who else likes cheesecake. That's my son-in-law, Jamie. He loves cheesecake. And so I think it's Jamie, maybe Caroline. I don't know. It's one of them. And so we'll get one of them or both of them to taste it. I'm super excited. I'm going to add, this is not in the recipe, this is the Leslie edition, but I'm going to add a white chocolate drizzle on top, if the cheesecake has not done me in by the end. So we'll see. All right. So I'm going to let this cook, and I'm going to get these berries out of my potato masher. They decided to go in and stay. So, all right. I'll see you back in just a little bit, and we'll keep putting this cheesecake together and hoping I have a good outcome with it. But who knows? We'll see. All right, everybody, I want you to see the sauce now. There are no whole berries. It's cooked down quite a bit, and it's starting to get a little bit thicker. So I think now is a good time. First of all, I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. I'm going to add in a cornstarch slurry. So I'm going to get that cornstarch I measured out and a little bit of water, mixing it together, creating what we know as a cornstarch slurry. And what that will do is it will thicken up that sauce, tighten it up. It'll just super duper tighten it up. All right, and I want to be sure I've got it all mixed well before we add it in. And so we're just going to add it right in there.
And I'm gonna get my spatula, my berry spatula, and we're gonna turn it back up just a little bit. And it's gonna get that good and syrupy. Tighten it up. It's gonna be delicious. Hey guys, I don't know if you can see that, but it's almost like it's become a jelly again. It's a nice thick syrup. It is awesome. So I'm going to let it hang out real quick. I'm going to cut the burner off. And I'm going to put this up, clean up, and then we're going to run that through a sieve. I'm going to lay out the eggs. I misread how many bars of cheesecake I needed. I mean, cream cheese I needed. So I've got 2 sitting over here close to the stove getting to room temperature. You can nuke this in the microwave, but I just didn't want to do that. And I think it's getting nice and soft just hanging out by the stove. So, all right, let me tell you what else I've done before I put the berries up. In my hot water kettle here, I have filled it full, a little bit too full. And we're going to have hot water ready because this cooks in a hot water bath. So I'm going to get everything out for the cheesecake mixture portion while this is running through a sieve. And in fact, let's go ahead and get that going. I have my measuring, just a bowl right here. I have just a measuring bowl right here, and I'm going to set it down right here. And here's my sieve. And we're just going to kind of pour this right in there. And I'm just going to let it sit here while I get everything else out. And then I'll come over here and take my spatula here and kind of press through the sieve. Just make sure, just to give it a little boost. But it's starting to drip already. And I want to get all of this. This is super good. All right, I'll be back in a second.
So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of pressing out the berry syrup or jam or whatever you want to call it, and keeping the seeds in the mesh, but I'm pressing against it because I want to be sure to get all that goodness out. And so it's going to take me just a little bit to do this. So I'll see you guys when I get that done. And I have had to lick my finger. I haven't touched anything after I licked my finger. But this stuff is delicious. Oh my goodness, it is so good. Y'all, I couldn't lick anymore while I was doing it because I had washed my hands and everything. So I have some on my hands, but now I'm done with this. And y'all, that is good. That is so good. All right, so got everything out. I got my stand mixer out. I'm gonna go wash my hands again, and I'll see you back over at the stand mixer. All right, I'm going against the recipe. It says to use the paddle attachment, but my brain says use the whisk attachment. So I'm doing what my brain says. And so I'm going to put in here 4 packages of cream cheese. You need 4 blocks of cream cheese. That sounded like a huge amount to me. But like I said, I've never made a cheesecake, so I don't have any idea. You know, I know one of the things that people worry about cheesecakes is it breaking or cracking down the center. I don't care if it cracks. I'm just more worried about how's it going to taste. So if it cracks, I mean, I would be thrilled if it comes out and there's no cracks, but if it has a crack, I'm not going to cry. I'll cry if it doesn't taste good because I'm using a bunch of cream cheese in here. So that's when I will cry. All right. I got 2 in there. Let me get the other 2 and I'll bring you right back. So to our cream cheese blocks, we're going to add 1 cup and 2/3 white sugar. So we're going to go just pour that in. We're going to bring our stand mixer. I'm going to get you guys tilted down. I'm seeing if I can do this backwards. I have it kind of turned opposite of the way I'm used to, so you guys can see a little better. We're going to let this go for a couple of minutes. I'll scrape the sides down and bring you back when we add the next ingredient. So to this glorious looking mixture, we're going to add 1/4 cup of cornstarch. I'm going to lift this up to add it. Look how delicious that looks. Oh my goodness. We're going to add this in and let this go for just a little bit. And then we will add the rest of our ingredients. Turning it on slow because I added a powder and I don't want powder everywhere. So I'm gradually adding it in. And after I add this, and before I add the rest of it, I am going to scrape down the sides.
All right, let's give the sides a scrape. Just being sure I'm getting everything incorporated. All right. So I'll set this right there for the time being. Okay, so let's add the rest of our ingredients. Let's go in with a tablespoon of vanilla, teaspoon of salt that I put in the cornstarch slurry container, and so it's moist. So I got to scrape with my finger. All right, and 2 eggs. I crack those and I break them in. Oh my goodness, that was a little double yolk that came from the grocery store. Y'all look at that. That was a grocery store egg. Can y'all see that? That is pretty awesome. A double yolker from the grocery store. Let's see if this is a double yolker. I'm still, since it's the same size of a large egg, I'm going on with it. I don't think it'll hurt to add 2. You know, normally, and see, this yolk is much bigger than those 2 small ones, so I think we're good to still use 2 eggs. All right. And we're going in with 3/4 cup of sugar. I mean, not sugar, heavy cream, heavy whipping cream. And that, I just used this butter container. I melted the butter in for the crust. And we're just going to mix this together until all is incorporated. Again, I'm going to turn it on slowly because now I have liquid that can splatter. I'm checking to see if my mic's on. Going up a little at a time. All right, guys, I'll see you back when we get ready to pour this up. Okay, everybody, I think all is well with this. I do want to give the sides just another scrape. And y'all will have to forgive me. This is just awkward siding for me. And I'm actually going down to the bottom, making sure I got everything off the bottom. All right. There we go. I'm going to give it just another quick whisk, and then we'll pour it up. Okay, So here it is. I've double checked, triple checked, make sure I didn't forget anything. And so we're going to pour this in our crust. It's a very smooth and beautiful mixture. I'm pouring it all in. Every last bit of it. I needed to go back and watch my niece's video. I should have done that to see if there was any tricks that she kind of gave in it. All right, I just want to be sure I'm getting it all. Okay. So there we go. There's our cheesecake mixture in there. So now I'm going to take, let's see. I probably should use this. Actually, I'm going to get another spoon. I hope my mic is on and y'all can hear me. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to just take this and we're just going to kind of put a little divot in this batter, like a little hole. And I'm going to do several of those little holes. Just kind of all over randomly. Little divots. I think the recipe calls them dimples. And I'm not doing a very good job of this. So we're going to do it the Leslie way, which is always probably the wrong way. I'm going to try to keep it in where I put dimples, but if not, it's okay. I'm going to put a little dollop here of our berry sauce. I'm going to put a little dollop here. And put a dollop here. A little bit here. A little bit here. I'm going to put about 8 little dollops of it all over the cheesecake. And I'm okay if I save a little bit of this sauce because then we can drizzle it over. I put a small dollop there, a small dollop here, and a small dollop there. Okay, so there we go. I have given it the measles with berry sauce, but we're not going to leave it that way. I have a chopstick, or you could use a knife or whatever. The thing you need to be careful of here, it doesn't matter what you use, just be sure not to go through and puncture the crust. So we're just basically going to do the top of this cheesecake. And I'm just going to take, let me bring the camera over here so you guys can watch me win or fail. So hang on. Okay, so when we get ready to put this in the oven, which I need to turn my hot water on, it's going to bake for an hour. And then we're going to cut the oven off. It's going to stay in there another hour, and then it needs to chill for about 6 hours. So we're still 8 hours away from tasting this. Okay, so let me get you guys turned down, and I'll show you what we're going to do to my polka dotted cheesecake. We're just going to take being careful with the crust, okay? We don't want to touch the crust, and we're just going to kind of start swirling all over this cheesecake, and we're going to make pretty, and I'm just kind of making figure eights almost. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. This is gorgeous. And I'm just how does that look to you guys? Does that look delicious? It does to me. And I'm going to stop there. I think I want some darker areas. Maybe let's thin this out over here a little bit. But I wanted some darker spots and some lighter spots. So there we go. I think that looks gorgeous. Do y'all think that does? I keep going in at it and that may mess up the look, but I think it's beautiful. So let's give that a taste. I might like cheesecake. Oh, mercy. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I have my turkey roasting pan here, and I'm just going to carefully set this down in it. My water is coming to a boil. I'm going to get this, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to pour the water in before I stick it in the, I think so. I think I'm going to pour it in here. See if I need to add any hot water to it. We want the water to come up to about halfway up the cheesecake. So I'm going to leave it right here. When my water starts boiling, I'll bring you back and then we'll get this in the oven and hurry this thing along. Okay, everyone, I think the water is hot enough and I want to go ahead and see if I need to add any. You don't want this to splatter in there. So we're going to pour it very gently from one corner. We want it to come up to about halfway up the cheesecake. And if we need to add more water, I'm going to just run hot tap water to add to this hot boiling water. But you know what? I pretty much think we're going to be good with this. Oops. Oh yeah, that's plenty of water. Okay, good deal. Don't even have to add water. Okay, guys, y'all say a prayer for me. It's going in the oven, and I'll give you an update of what it looks like when it bakes for an hour, but then we leave it in there for an hour. So I'll kind of give you an update, but you won't see it till it comes out. So yeah, say your prayers. So something else I'm going to do is I'm going to pack up this berry sauce in this little container here. And that way when the cheesecake is ready, if we want to drizzle it with we can just heat this up and do a sweet little drizzle around, maybe around the plate. I wish I had like just a plain white saucer that I could make this super pretty on, but all right. I see I dropped a drop on my counter. Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but y'all didn't get to taste this berry sauce, but it is so good. And you'll see I didn't add like any extra sugar. I added the sugar that's in the jam, and that's plenty, I'm sure. But there was no added extra sugar on top of that. That jam was plenty of sugar to make this sweet and delicious, but not too sweet. You know, you can get things that are like too sweet, and this is a great balance. All right. That is so good, but I will say it's not as good there as it is mixed with that cheesecake mixture. So good, so good. I got you. Okay. All right, everything reminds me of a song. Have y'all noticed that? Okay, I'm going to clean up, and I'll see you in an hour. For you, it'll be probably just a second. Okay, so the hour is up. I've turned the oven off. I've left it in there. It said it'll still be jiggly a little bit, and it is. So I wasn't sure if it was too jiggly or just right. So I've turned it off, but I didn't crack the oven door. The recipe does say to crack the oven door, but I did not. I left it in there just to trap in some of the heat in case it's not quite done enough, but we'll see. So anyway, I'm super excited. It looks beautiful. I didn't see a crack yet in it. So, all right. What I'm going to do now is just wait, let it hang out in there. It kept the swirl. The swirl is absolutely beautiful. I am so excited. I don't even like cheesecake, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I've never made a cheesecake before. So anyway, all right. So I'll see you back in an hour for me and just a minute for you guys. Okay, everyone, the timer just went off. So let me grab it out of the oven and we'll see. Y'all just keep praying real quick. I'm going to get out a pot holder. I don't think we'll need it because we'll see. But y'all just say a nice little prayer for me. Oh my goodness, y'all. It looks absolutely stunning and amazing. I want to get this in the refrigerator like ASAP. Look at that. There's no jiggle to it anymore. Okay. All right. So I need another pot holder so I can get this out. Actually, I need a towel. Let's get this red towel. Since it's Valentine's Day, we're going to get this red towel out. And we're going to set that on there. Oh, let's see. Oh, I think I can do it with my hands. As long as I don't touch the water. Oh. Y'all, I think I've made my first cheesecake. I think I have made my first cheesecake. Oh my goodness. Okay. Y'all, let me slide it around here. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at it? I don't know where that came from. My son-in-law, it must be some like sketch on some reel or SNL or something. I don't know what it is, but I hear my son-in-law say it. He'll say, would you just look at it? Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Now, let's hope it didn't stick. Let's hope the crust turned out okay. And, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get this in the refrigerator. I've kind of, this towel has dried off the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and lift it back up and set it on that pot holder. And then I'm just going to go into the refrigerator. What do y'all think? Should I let it cool or just go straight in the refrigerator? I'm going to reread the recipe and see if it specifies. But otherwise, I think we're going right into the refrigerator. Let me grab my recipe. Oh, okay. I read it. So we're going to let it cool completely before we stick it in the refrigerator. But y'all, oh my word, that looks fantastic. Fantastic. I got to take a picture. I got to send it to my niece because she'll be so proud of me. And we'll get this in the refrigerator ASAP. I don't know that I'll get to take a piece to my friend tonight, but I know I can have my son-in-law come and taste it. And of course, Bryant and I can taste it. So yeah, there you go. All right, I will see you guys in just a little bit when we do. I'm just going to let it cool, get it in the refrigerator, and then I'm going to set it up on a rack up off the ground, off of the counter, just so some airflow can get to the underneath and cool it even quicker, because I'm dying to taste this tonight. So, all right, I'll see you back for the taste test. But y'all, I am super thrilled with how it came out. Had to check. So while the chocolate chips are melting, let's go ahead and unmold or unpan this, whatever you call it. I don't know. Anyway, we're just going to take this Springform Pan off. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness. I got to get a picture from the side. Y'all are not going to believe it. I'm going to lift this up so you guys can see. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So here's the first piece I got out of there. It's not super pretty, but it's okay. It'll do. I put my white chocolate in a little bag right here. Jamie's going to come over, my son-in-law. And those of you that know my son-in-law, he is a man of very few words. So don't expect a grand reaction. But then Jessica, Isaac doesn't like cheesecake, but Jessica is going to come over here and tell us what she thinks. And then hopefully Bryant will be here. I'm only going to put white chocolate on Jamie's right now. I'm going to just snip the corner off of this bag. Y'all can't see what I'm doing. All right. So there's Jamie's piece. He'll be here shortly. We'll see what he thinks. I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator just so it sets up. I'm going to stick the cheesecake back in there. And so, yeah, hopefully I can get out the next piece a little bit nicer than I did the first one. But it's okay. It's a beautiful, beautiful cheesecake. I did not put parchment paper in the bottom. I probably should have, but I didn't. Probably will do that next time. But y'all, it's looking mighty good. Second piece came out much better. I decided to go ahead and put white chocolate on Jessica's too. And I'm actually going to go ahead and cut Bryant a piece. And just have them already cut and in the refrigerator. All right, let me get Bryant's piece cut, get them in the refrigerator, and I'll see you when everybody's here for the taste test. Okay, everybody, my son-in-law Jamie's here.
In my bright green shirt.
In his bright green shirt. You can't lose him. So he's the cheesecake lover of the family.
Yes, I love cheesecake. What is this one?
Berry. It's a berry medley. Drizzle on top and then a white chocolate drizzle. I had some more of my berry sauce I was going to put on it and I forgot, but that's good. See, I'm not a cheesecake connoisseur, so I don't know if it's a good one or not. Jamie says it's good, so if it gets a thumbs up from Jamie, then it's a good one.
Yeah,
So,
a good one.
all right. So, and that was my first. So I'm sure that's going to be my first of many. I've never made a cheesecake before, so the intimidation is now over. Okay, so we'll bring you back as soon as Jessica gets here, and then when Bryant gets here. All right, we'll see you guys later. Okay, everybody, second taste test. We're probably going to have 4 on here. At least 3 and hopefully 4.
When I heard she made this, Isaac's like, she's making cheesecake. I said, I'll be the taste. So what kind is it again?
It's like a berry medley cheesecake with a white chocolate drizzle, and I did a little sauce drizzle as well.
She's fancy.
The crust
Fancy.
is made out of Biscoff.
And the crust is Biscoff Cookies.
That's wonderful.
That's
good.
wonderful.
I don't like graham cracker crust on my cheesecake, so that I love the real crunchiness of that. Oh, this is good. It's a 10 out of 10. Would
10
recommend.
out of 10. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's my first cheesecake ever. I don't even never made a no-bake cheesecake, let alone a baked cheesecake.
It's so fluffy.
It is,
It's
isn't
so
it?
fluffy.
It's very fluffy. And you know why it's so fluffy? It's because I use the whisk attachment on my KitchenAid. And so I just felt very strongly I needed to use the whisk attachment.
It's so light. Like you feel like you don't get any.
We have a visitor.
Do you want to bite? Do you want to bite?
Okay. That's Winston. That is Jessica and Isaac's, they co-parent. She parents from her house. He parents from his house. So, but no, that's Isaac's dog. It's Caroline's dog, Honey, brother. So, yep. All right. So, there's 2 taste tests down.
Make this.
Got to make this, she
Gotta
said.
make
She said
this.
it's 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
Go, Winston.
We got to wait for Bryant to get home, and then hopefully we'll get a friend of mine to taste it at the end. So, all right. We'll see you when Bryant gets here. All right. Taste test number 3.
Hey guys,
Coming in.
here I am.
Is that not?
It is absolutely gorgeous.
It is so pretty.
Like her husband.
Yes. Yes. Not quite as pretty as you.
That's right. All right. I mean, that is restaurant decadent. Look at that.
Well, you
That's
haven't
pretty.
tasted it yet, but it's like picture perfect.
It is picture perfect. Smells cheesy. Okay, you ready? That is really good. Have you tried it?
I have not. Like, I got some of my batter. I'll get my bite.
Is that too big?
I like a little bite.
It
I
doesn't
don't-
even have to have the drizzle,
The white chocolate.
Yeah. but it's good. It gives it a little.
Look where it turned cold. It's
Really good.
good.
That is really, really good.
And I'm not even a.
We're getting ready to have some guests walk in.
Are they here?
Mhm.
I think they've already been here once. They're probably coming back for more cheesecake.
I think so.
Isaac and Jessica.
That's so good.
It is really good. So
All right, I'm gonna finish this off.
he's gonna finish it.
I need a cup of coffee.
And he's not even a real big cheesecake person either. Are you?
This is good.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Don't go anywhere because I think I might have one more taste tester and I won't see them till tomorrow night. So hopefully I can get them to taste it and see what they think. And if not, I'll come back and say goodbye. But anyway, I'm going to just tell you, don't go anywhere. I'm going to say goodbye for just a second, but don't go anywhere because if I get my friends, if they're coming to church and they want to taste it, I'll do that. If not, I'll come back and say goodbye. Well, everyone, I wanted to tell you about my friends tasting the cheesecake. First, I've got to draw your attention to this beautifulness that my sweet husband got me and brought me in. Today is actually Thursday. You're getting this video on Thursday. It's the day before Valentine. And so we're going to celebrate today. And he's already come in. It's morning time and he has already come in with roses. And I'm so in love. Anyway, and have been for 27 years. And I don't see it stopping any time until we are with the Lord. And then, of course, we're just going to love like always. So anyway, we're going to know what love is really all about when we get to heaven and see Jesus. So anyway, let me tell you about the cheesecake. I didn't film them eating it. One, because, well, this is the only reason I didn't film them. It's because I was so excited about them tasting it, and I'm wanting to see if they like it or not, because they like cheesecake. That I was like, come on, you got to taste it. You got to taste it. And then I didn't have my phone in there. So anyway, but I will tell you, they absolutely loved it. And they ate a piece right there like that. And I sent them home with 2 pieces. Well, I brought them 2 pieces, so they went home with 1. But they loved it. So I'm telling you, this is a beautiful, beautiful cheesecake. And I don't know if it, I don't believe in luck at all, because I'm blessed and highly favored. So I don't believe in luck. But the saying of beginner's luck. So I don't know if that's what that was with this cheesecake, why it didn't crack, why it turned out so pretty. I don't know, but I just know it was super good. And I put the white chocolate on, slices as I sliced them. And we actually decided it didn't probably need the white chocolate. So even though that's in the title with white chocolate drizzle, that's like optional. And so yeah, but it was absolutely delicious. I don't even like cheesecake, and I liked it. It was so good. And let me tell you the reason I don't like cheesecake. The reason I don't like cheesecake is when I was younger and in college, there was a restaurant that I would frequent, and they had cheesecake, and I loved it. And I ate so much of it, I got sick one time. And so yeah, I've not liked it since. Or not, it's not that I don't like it, because I can eat it, but I only want like 1 bite. Like I can't have a big bite or multiple bites, because I just am like, ugh. And so anyway, but if you like cheesecake, this is a must. All right. And my niece and I, she is the cheesecake connoisseur. And we were talking about parchment, because she puts parchment paper rounds down in the bottom of her Springform Pan. And we were talking, she and I, because I did not use it. And we kind of determined that it's not necessarily necessary, because I was able to slice out after the first one. I had to slice the first one, and then I was able to slice out beautiful pieces. I forgot there was a small lip on that bottom part, but if you're going to be selling or taking a whole cheesecake to somebody, if you're taking the whole thing and you're not slicing it, and you're taking the whole cheesecake to somebody, it probably needs that parchment on the bottom just to help move it off of the bottom of your pan. So anyway, but it was not necessary in mine, because we were slicing it and we were eating it, and it is completely gone. There is no cheesecake left. Daniel's mama ate some. I think she liked it. I asked Daniel this morning, I said, did your mama like the cheesecake? He said she loved it. So I haven't heard from her, but so everybody who tasted it loved it. So, okay, there you go. I'm going to say goodbye. Hey, listen, if you haven't heard, haven't missed the exciting news on the last video, Bryant and I are going to be starting a second channel. It's just going to be a once a week Christian spiritual podcast style. He and I just talking, and we'll go over different topics. And so we're excited about it. And so just stay tuned to when it goes live, and we'll let you know. So I'll be sure to tell you, and I'll link it down below and all that good stuff. So, all right. So just keep a watch, keep your ears open for all of that. All right, we'll see you next time. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.